All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Haikyuu Season 4, Episode 1.
Season 4,
boy.
y'all. We didn't have to wait as long as many of y'all did.
Yeah, we
but
really
I got
didn't.
so enraptured by this community, all these lovely people in the Haikyuu fandom. Y'all are one of my favorite fandoms. Just shouting that out right there.
I have needed Haikyuu in my life.
Haikyuu was wonderful.
Oh man.
Haikyuu boys, y'all. We are all just loving, doting parents with way too many children to watch after.
And they are all so positive and wholesome and wonderful.
And they're back!
And they're back!
And they're back!
And they're back!
Back in black! I hate the sack! No. All right, we've got Karasuno. We've got Hinata, Kageyama, our main two boys. Hinata is probably going to be just getting himself jazzed hearing about Nekoma and what went down in the OVAs. Kageyama, though, he's got some intense training camp that he's going to. Like stuff that he was specially selected to go to. What could be exciting there is we could see like people that are like it could be a repeat of season 2 where we get to see people that we know.
Sure. Yeah. That are also there? Oh, totally.
That are also there, but also people that like we'll get to know later.
Oh yeah, other power players among powerhouse teams at nationals. Yeah.
Right. So I'm expecting kind of like the Bokutos and the Ushijimas to be there.
And the question is, will they all be like different years, or will maybe a bunch of them just be first years? Like
that's a good point, because it could be like entirely made up of first years,
like train the up and coming
like what if they have like Ushijima there as like he literally like talks to them as like a third year who's like I'm no longer playing this season, so
right but I gotta say as excited as I am for Hinata and Kageyama and all of that and nationals. What I am most excited for, more than anything else, is to see Tanaka and Nishinoya again with their crazy antics, doing their thing, because it's been too long, and boys. And also Yachi and Kyoko and everybody, and Tadashi and Daichi and Suga and everybody, and Noshida. But
Dachi, Suga mom, Asahi Jesus. So that's Haikyuu season 4. We're here, and it's happening. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. All right, Haikyuu is back, y'all. We're back, and our boys are here. We are catching up, kind of giving us a little bit of a foundation for where each character will be kind of given focus, and which characters they're going to add a little bit of extra stuff to. So Kageyama has always been the one that's kind of been the main kind of growth in terms of character development. Hinata has always been the one that's kind of more focusing on the skills acquiring and learning how to get better at volleyball, but they are giving also Tsukishima a good kind of spot to focus on as well.
Yeah, I feel like Hinata is the heart of Haikyuu, right? Like everyone else carries it too, right? But he's the sun, so it makes sense. And Kageyama is the one that goes on the most growth. But the fact that they have the whole sun and moon thing with Tsukishima means that they can have some really great things happen here, not just from the standpoint of them helping each other grow and develop, because they are about as opposite as can be as far as proclivities in the game itself, but also personalities, right? And with the way Tsukishima's been growing and developing and changing and all that stuff, that'll make this work really well.
He cares now. He
cares. And the fact that Hinata needs to double down, right? The idea that, I have been depending on Kageyama's godlike abilities a lot. Do I have the ability to actually be a great player without Kageyama? We'll see.
This is literally something that I was I was hoping get brought up at some point in the show, because Kageyama should never have to Hinata should never have to worry about Kageyama not setting to him, because Hinata has proven himself to be a worthy player on Karasuno's team.
Right.
But the thing is that Kageyama has like a future potentially in like professional volleyball.
As potentially an Olympic volleyball player.
But that's
think about that.
Like that's the crazy thing, is that like he's got like options. He's got a bunch of crazy things. Hinata might literally just be limited because of his height.
Yep.
It might be a thing where it's great and all that you have all these crazy athletic abilities, and you would be a terror on the court if you were 20 centimeters taller or 30 centimeters taller. You would be a monster.
30 centimeters taller, he'd be...
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he'd be a god. But even just 20 centimeters taller, he would be still a terrifying force to be reckoned with. So the fact that we are getting him in this position here where he uses a little bit of his immature gumption. This is one of the things I think that is both a thing to love about Hinata and a thing to be like, hey, Hinata, like, you got to think a little bit here about this. Because this doesn't just reflect badly on you. This reflects badly on your team a little bit. And Tsukishima, he's not involved in this. And how does he feel?
I don't know him. I don't know him.
He's a stranger. I don't know him. I don't look at him.
Yeah.
But no, Tsukishima does care. So he's like, hey, you stupid baka, what are you doing? Like,
what are you doing?
Come on, man.
Yeah. And I'm really glad that Hinata got chewed out by it.
By everyone.
Yeah. And that it really was a thing where it's like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? I
get it that the idea of having a go-getter attitude is a thing. But talking to Tetsu, there's a difference between that and being like totally thoughtless. Right. And it's like, oh shoot. Talking to Tetsu, dropping like a just like
calm man's anger.
Yes, exactly.
But the thing is that because of having this exception, basically, so because we want Hinata to be able to train here, right? We want Hinata to be able to really push himself and all of that. But this is the only way they could really do it and have it properly work, right? Because Hinata needs to learn the lesson of you can't do stuff like this. Because of extenuating exceptional circumstances, you are going to be given the chance
to watch.
Well, I think he's gonna also.
He's gonna eventually be able to do something.
I think they were saying that basically because originally, I thought it was something where it's like, okay, he can just watch, right?
Well, he's going to be the ball boy. Literally, that's what he's being said to be right here.
Oh yeah.
So it's a question of whether or not they say, "Hey, ball boy, come here and do some spikes," with me, They could totally do that. But I think it's more going to be the thing of where the coach has a moment where he's like, "Hey, come sit with me. Come sit with me. I want to talk with you."
Yeah.
And even if it's just him being like, you see that player out there, what makes him good is blah, 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 blah. And he could just be like drilling into him because he sees that little spark of who he was as a volleyball player back then in Hinata. But, I mean, I don't think Hinata should get rewarded for this. This reminds me of kind of the Season 2 Kageyama and Hinata squabble over Hinata wanting to evolve and wanting to, be able to fight more in the air. And Kageyama was like, no, you need to cover your bases. You're being selfish. You're not thinking of the team. You're thinking of yourself.
And the immediacy of the fact that we have matches coming up
and we need to win. Exactly. Yeah. And Kageyama was seeing a part of himself in that aspect of Hinata doing that there. But there was an aspect of Hinata being like, but wait, I want the chance at very least to be able to do the best thing that I can. And since the only thing I really can do that's helpful for the team is the quick attack and the spike and what have you, in this case, this is showing that Hinata, because he was, I would say, positively reinforced because he was able to see. Like, he did have the ridiculous thing where once he climbed to the top, he could see the ball, and Hukai was like, no, you can't really see it. This is something like that, where it's showing that Hinata maybe didn't learn the lesson of the will versus the flow of the team. Meaning that just because you will something doesn't mean you deserve it.
And that's where he can learn it here, because he doesn't have his mother hen to watch over him, right? Because Kageyama's a god at what he does, right? So he's
ridiculous.
Right. So Hinata can just exist and Kageyama will set him up for amazing success. But here he's going to learn that it doesn't work out that way. I'm going to have to adapt. I'm going to have to change. I'm going to have to be a team player and not just rely on my amazing team propping me up to properly utilize me.
And while Hinata has some of the most amazing athletic capabilities within the parameters set by his physical stature.
Yeah, the fact that he has a vertical vertical range.
What was that?
333 centimeters.
Okay,
and the thing is,
but he's 164. They said right. So it was 333. So this is the math I wanted to do there. That's 169 centimeter jump.
His additional vertical reach is more than his total height.
Oh, right. So
granted, he's reaching his arm up.
Right, we have to reduce his arm, which we could probably reduce, I would say, about
a third of his height.
A third of his height,
so about say 50 centimeters, right?
So let's...
But still...
119 centimeter, let's say, jump.
That's ridiculous.
That is basically 4 feet.
Yeah.
That's actually
insane.
A bit superhuman. That's...
Right.
I don't think that's literally possible
with his small size, potentially, right? But you can bet that if he got another 20 centimeters of height, he would not be able to jump like that.
I'm probably going to, in between this episode and the next one, look at see like what kind of jumps,
Olympic levels of like vertical leap and stuff and whatnot. Yeah.
I'm curious. That's just something I'm interested in. There were a lot of little jokes in this episode. The whole boar thing. There was a lot of little things kind of referencing back to not really. That was the only really thing referencing back to the OVAs. But we got a lot of little jokes and things like that, like Nishinoya not being selected, even though he's kind of the...
Yeah.
If there was any other player on Karasuno that had the individual talent...
Right.
Nishinoya is the only other person I would say that competes with Kageyama at that level. Mm-hmm. Like, there are other players in the team that are really good, but in terms of just raw, just ability... Nishinoya is the only other one that's close, and I think they were saying the reason why he didn't get picked was because they're like, yeah, he might be a little bit too much of a wild child, a bit too immature.
Yeah.
He has a bad streak with, like
consistently showing up, for one.
Well, yeah, so maybe...
Although...
Maybe it's kind of a thing of where they looked at him and they were like, maybe not.
But what that says, even if there's not necessarily anyone better than Nishinoya,
right?
What it says is that Nishinoya's abilities weren't considered to be so amazingly good that it makes up for his personality.
Right.
Which means there are Nishinoyas out there that they're going to...
that are first gens, potentially.
Sure.
That's the other thing.
Sure.
That are 15 or 16 year olds.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, that's...
But it could be a second year. That could be a second year because of the way that ages work with the school years and what have you. But... But...
Yep.
Yeah, like the top three, one of the top three spikers behind Shijima and whoever's number 2 probably. I'm guessing he's either 2 or 3. Was that new character they introduced
from who's a second year.
Right, from the team that was referenced in the OVA. So that's the other reference.
Right, which is Itachiyama.
Itachiyama.
Yeah, it's Kageyama mixed with Naruto. Yeah.
That's your kanji separation there. Itachiyama.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Kageyama is going to the place where the Olympic athletes for Japan train and play. Now, that's ridiculous.
That is absolutely insane.
I like, though, that there is already a little bit of an underdog story being developed, though, with regards to the Olympic team. Now, I don't know how big of a manga Haikyuu is. But I think the fact that they're building this up right now...
Yep.
Let's think about the big picture here just for a second, because season 4 is probably going to be about nationals.
Yep.
Like, primarily. But let's imagine Haikyuu gets like 6 seasons.
Or 8.
Or more.
Yeah. Yep.
Does Kageyama become an Olympic or national representative team player for Japan? And then how does that interact with his high school volleyball club stuff?
I will say, if they wanted to have a way to end Haikyuu, right? Because one of the things that whenever you think about it, right? Okay. Yeah. In this, they're going to nationals,
high school.
Right? They graduate high schools and they get shot and killed behind a woodshed, right? You know, because that's how it works.
No life exists after high school.
No life exists after high school.
Yep.
And the fact that they're going to nationals here, and Asahi and Suga and Daichi and Kyoko, this is their last year, right? People like Oikawa and Ushijima, they had their last year.
Yeah.
Right? You know, Kuro, if Nekoma loses, Kuru's done.
Yeah.
You know, things like that.
I just was reminded about the Oikawa Iwaizumi conversation. It was on that little end bit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many players out there that could continue on beyond what it means to be a third year in high school in anime.
Nationals is going to end. Right, it's going to come a point where Nationals ends.
And then it might not be into those 30 years.
It might not be in this season. Season 4 might be something where it goes through all the matches, and then maybe the final match where maybe Karasuno is for the final.
Another season 3.
Right, they'll pull another season 3. But the point is that there's going to come a point where it ends, right? And then they have to go into the next year where they get new first years. You know, Tanaka and Nishinoya and Inoshida, they're third years now.
And they get to be called senpais by the new
everybody.
First years.
Yeah. And Hinata and Kageyama get to be called senpais. But if you think about it, if we were to just go to the point where it's their third year, that would be a very for Hinata and Kageyama and Tsukishima, that would be a very somber, sad ending to the show. And Haikyuu is going to be sad either way. Right.
At multiple points.
At multiple points.
Teams lose.
Because teams lose.
Dreams
out. Die, and reality hits. Comes in, and the idea that there's going to be a point where this all ends in the end in and of itself is incredibly sad. But if they make it be something where, at the end, maybe it's over and we're not in high school anymore. Kageyama's on the Olympic team though.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even if Hinata's not playing in that game. In that tournament.
In that whole setup or what have you,
I'll bet you he's going to be there every step of the way to basically be like... To cheer him on, and to help Kageyama practice maybe when they're not even practicing with the team, although he'd probably be practicing with the team. And that's another aspect of how sad it could be is that Kageyama maybe isn't training with Hinata anymore. But that kind of stuff, that can happen. And if you want a truly epic beyond epic way to end this show... What better way?
I just feel like they're already setting that up here in a way that's like really obvious. So that's fantastic.
Definitely.
We got all our characters back. We got everyone to have almost a little bit of a spotlight bit. I don't think Yachi got a bit in the episode though, but she's not really a member of the team.
Although she probably did do the
helped with the flyers.
Yeah, the flyers and everything.
Pamphlets and everything. I like that they are having them be for the pamphlets that it's when you go to nationals, we like to show some stats. Now, what I'm interested in is that since they were trying to raise money for probably the trip to go to nationals in what I'm assuming will be like Tokyo or somewhere big.
Yeah.
Is this a kind of thing where it's like they stay out there during the whole nationals things that they don't drive back and forth the whole way?
I think they would stay out there, yeah.
Because if they're staying out there, that's
a
long time.
Oh yeah, staying at a hotel or something or what.
And there's probably going to be a lot of marketing. Like this is the other thing that I'm thinking is probably going to be a subplot as far as things go, is that the teams will have kind of their little highlight reel on like television or something. Yeah. And it'll be like, star players of Karasuno. And they looked at the stats and they're like, okay, we're going to prop up this guy, this guy. And what? This guy's really short, but he can jump the... What? Oh, we've got this weird freak of nature in Karasuno that's like really short, but he can jump as tall as their... like basically as tall as their tallest player. Okay.
Yep.
And I like the idea that as they get more and more recognition in regards to as a team, the individual players get pushed into spotlights that reveal different aspects of their characters.
Sure.
One of the things that was rather interesting about the Shiratorizawa match was that Tsukishima, someone who didn't really see the club and all that as something that was as big of a deal to him, but as he moved into that match and as things happened for him, it wasn't just that the spotlight came on him, but the spotlight forced other people in the stands to then be a part of the engagement there. The brother ended up coming to the match. And then it ended up being so much more than just a game for Tsukishima in that moment there. Not just because he blocked Ushijima's Spike,
which was wonderful,
which was fantastic. This is something where Karasuno is getting recognized. The team is getting that recognition, and then we'll just get to see how they respond to that. And I think for the younger characters, specifically the first years, I think that's going to be rather cool. I definitely want to see Tanaka and Nishinoya, the wacky second years, just loving the attention and all that.
Or mourn when Kyoko graduates. No.
Sure. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. That'll be a really good thing.
Yep.
But
here we are.
We've got
season 4's here.
We've got the internal competition within Karasuno quite strong.
Yep.
We've got the competition being set up for the Nationals tournament.
Yep.
Set up rather strong. Coming at it from multiple angles as well. Coming at it from teams that Karasuno face that won't be in Nationals. Coming at it from teams that they probably will end up facing. And they might already be setting up the next Shiratorizawa with this Itachiyama school. I think
so, yeah.
And they're probably going to have that younger Bokuto-looking character on Itachiyama.
Oh,
that's
sure.
my guess, to have it be like another connection there to where it's not just the... actually, no, they probably won't be because they already showed us the Spiker from Itachiyama.
Yeah.
So unless they want to have two new players, both be from the same team, I wouldn't see that.
But I'll bet that Karasuno is probably going to face whatever team that young Chibi Bokuto character is on.
Yes.
And that's going to be crazy.
And it's going to be fun. I almost want to go out on a limb and just say, because he's so short,
he's going to be like an anti-Hinata.
He's a libero.
Oh.
I want to go for the idea that because he looks
Nishinoya.
like he's the Nishinoya is because, Bokuto is the raw offense.
Yeah.
I almost see him as like Mirio in raw form. Hey,
sure.
Power,
Yeah.
But in this, we've got a character who's short. Maybe he is like Hinata and that he can jump and he can spike and everything like that. But what if he's actually like the terror of defense?
Yeah. That would be absolutely insane. And okay, anytime you have a white-haired character, that means they've got some crazy abilities, right? like that's just how it works.
Gotta leave it to anime. Yep.
Yeah. So the fact, so something like a libero where he really steals the spotlight, would make a lot of sense.
That'd be cool. But yeah,
oh boy,
Haikyuu season 4 episode 1, y'all. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. And if you want to see full-length timer reactions for this discussion, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, anything and all, what have you. And you can also talk with Jacob about the book that he wrote.
So if you haven't heard, I wrote a sci-fi novel. It's called Battle Lines, and it's really awesome, and you can get it on Amazon. The link is in the description below. It's in both hardback and ebook, so whichever works best for you, go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.